यस्याभिमानो मोक्षेऽपि देहेऽपि ममता तथा न च ज्ञानी न वा yogi kevalam dukbhagsau. It means he who claims liberation as his own, as an attainment of a person, is neither enlightened nor a seeker. He suffers his own misery. And this one from Ashtavakra Gita, chapter 16, verse 10. And now, hello again. This is Prajwal, and today we are going to discuss about ego on an advanced level. In the previous videos, we have discussed more about in a deep way ego, and now we are going to further more to discuss about ego. Now let's get started. So before getting to start, there is a one word that is related to ego, that is pride. Okay, so some of many people thinking that ego is equal to the pride. I mean, is ego pride? That is a question mark. In the there is many conditions and situations that when we understand that ego and pride are same, but in the another situation we understood that ego is separate from pride. I mean, they are both opposite to themselves. And for that questions answer, we are going to listen this audio book. And again, there is another word that is enlightenment. We are going to discuss and let's understand. And before getting late, let's start it. So Acharya Prashant saying about ego that ego is the I feeling that causes you suffering. Pride causes you suffering, but it is not merely pride that causes you suffering. Even the opposite of pride causes you suffering. Taking yourself as too big will cause suffering, but even taking yourself as too small will cause you suffering also. Okay, now that's quite interesting. If you look at any I statements that causes you suffering, you discover that even the opposite of that statement causes you suffering. I am hungry, suffering. I am just too full, that is suffering. Any I statement is, in its essence, suffering. That's the ego. Do not associate it merely with pride or power or achievement. The one who says, I am a big winner, is exhibiting ego. The one who says, I am a big loser, is equally exhibiting ego. Then there is another person who asking the question to Acharya Prashanta that can we say that in these statements the ego becomes more apparent, more visible, more emphatically visible, right? Then Acharya Prashanta replied to him that the ego has to have something to say about itself, and whatsoever it is that you say about yourself is your I sense. That is your I statement. That is ego. Then that person again asked another question that am I just playing? Then the ego is not really there. But if I have won the match or lost the match, then the ego becomes apparent. Then Acharya Prashanta answered to him that when you are really playing, then the ego will not say anything. When you are really in the thick of the game, do you have the time to say anything about yourself? So the ego not even say I am playing. When you are playing, then the ego falls silent. I'm a winner, that is ego. I'm a loser, that is ego. I am playing well, there is no such statement if you are really playing. Then that person asked again a question that how did this ego come into existence? This question from every people. And then he continues to asking question that if I have heard somewhere that people who have dedicated themselves to some great purpose have less ego compared to the common man. Great scientists like Einstein, great artists, great pioneers, philosophers. So Acharya Prashanta answered to him that it totally depends on the purpose you are dedicating your intellect to. Some of the best scientists were dedicated to the project of developing the nuclear bomb, Manhattan Project. They tried to drag even Einstein into that. Ego diminishes only when the one you are devoted to is the absolute. Otherwise, it may be a big project or a small project. The ego is not going away anywhere. And projects that are to the surface of the absolute do not always appear big. So, egolessness does not have anything to do with the apparent bigness or smallness of the project. The commander of the world's largest army is not going to be egoless, whereas it's a Herculean project, probably managing that army. Is he going to be egoless? Whereas some unknown saint working on some basic project in some village might have won over his ego almost fully. He who claims liberation as his own, as an attainment of a person, is neither enlightened nor a seeker, he suffers his own misery. Beautiful, something we have repeatedly talked of, repeatedly warned ourselves against. Enlightenment or liberation is not something that the person can purchase, just as freedom is not something that a prison can purchase or achieve. It is such an absurd statement to make. No, the prison has attained freedom. When you say, I have attained liberation, the prison has attained freedom. Ashtavakra is saying, the one who claims liberation as his own is not enlightened and is not even a seeker of enlightenment. He is a fraudster. He is calling himself enlightened. We very cautious of those who have claimed enlightenment for themselves. The human life is just a struggle between these two forces, love and habit. Let's see who wins. Who wins, the one you favor? Then that person again asked a question that there are times when it loads you as an achievement to be had. Then Acharya Prashanta replied to him that, of course, and if you have declared that there is freedom inside the prison, then for sure you are never going to be free of the prison. Then, uh, then there is an again question he is asking that yesterday you said that real love is one-sided. Can you please explain what you mean by this? Then Acharya Prashanta replied to him that you love liberation, or do you put a condition on liberation that it must love you back? Who is suffering, you or liberation? You are suffering, so you will chase liberation. Liberation is not going to chase you. Oh, that's not fair. Women don't propose. That's why saints have always had a sweet grudge against him. They ask him, you are resting there coolly, comfortably, and here I am running after you. What kind of a hard-hearted thing are you? And you call yourself the epitome of compassion. Only I keep running after you. Such are the sweet complaints in devotion. Then there is again that person asking question that I can think that freedom is the most important thing, but my actions are not aligned with this conviction. What I think is different from what I put into practice. I don't understand why. Then Acharya Prashanta replied to him that thoughts are one thing, habits are a totally different thing. You think of getting up at 5 a.m. It's Rishikesh and you want to go for a 6 a.m. walk along the Ganga. That's what you think of. And in your thoughts, you are very clear and certain. It's going to be a 6 a.m. walk. But then the habits show up at 6 a.m. and unfortunately for man, habits often defeat intention. The power of intention is far lesser than the grip of the habits. Therefore, liberation can also be defined as freedom from habits, with the word habit being taken in a very wide sense. There are the small habits that we name as habits tea, coffee, cigarettes, and then there is the mother habit that we do not even call as a habit. What is the mother habit? I tendency. And the I tendency defeats not merely your thoughts but horribly, even your love. Small habits just defeat your thoughts and intentions. The mother habit defeats even your love. You may love truth or God or freedom, but the ego habit will defeat you. The bad things are bad not only for the namesake. Bad is not merely a label assigned to certain things in life. They are the bad because they cause you suffering. So, the human life is just a struggle between these two forces, love and habit. Let's see who wins. Who wins? The one you favor. Then that person have another question. He asked to Acharya Prashanta that the winner has to be love. Then Acharya Prashanta replied to him that ideally, let's see who actually wins. The great thing is, and the horrible thing is, that you are the judge. You will decide who wins. That is great if you are a lover. That is horrible if you are habituated. You decide who you are. Who are you? Now, again, thank you for watching this video.